I just want to show you how to use a spreadsheet if you're teaching young children. You're teaching maths, English, things like that. A couple of easy activities to start you off. And as you can see, I've opened a spreadsheet, and on the bottom here you can see that there are different tabs. You start off with 3 spreadsheets. You can add more, you can rename the spreadsheets, and you can recolor them. So I've created one here which just says example, and I'm very quickly going to show you how you can create an addition exercise, a little activity where you add 2 numbers together. So in this cell here I'm putting in a formula, so I type equals, and then as soon as I put a B in, and you can see that the functions come down, the spreadsheet functions. I've chosen rand between, and it's going to be in between 1 and 10. You could start at 0 to 10 if you wanted, but I'm just doing 1 to 10, keep it simple. And if you want to change the numbers, obviously you get it to choose random numbers. You can either go to formulas and click on recalculate, like you've just seen, or you can just press the F9 function key. So as you can see, the formula I've typed in is in cell C3, and I'm going to make it bigger, so it's just like a word processor. I'm just increasing the font size. Now it goes up to 72, but I want 120, so I'm going to type 120 in there. And you can alter by going up and clicking on either the letter at the top or the number at the side. You can increase the size or the width of the columns, the height or the width. So there's our random number, and by pressing F9 it will change every time. Now, as I said, I want it to be addition, so I'm going to put in here the plus sign, and you can put anything you want. I'll show you later on how to do multiplication. So there we go, there's our plus sign, and you can't see it very well, so I'm going to click on that cell and use Format Painter and make the plus sign, give it the same format as where the number is. Just enlarge the column width, widen it, and now I'm going to copy what's in this cell. So I just right click and copy, or I can do Control and C and then click on that cell, right click and paste, or Control and V. Now I can't see anything yet because it's not wide enough to show it. So there we go, we've got a simple addition activity which will choose random numbers between 1 and 10 every time I either press the F9 key. Now what's happened here? Well, that hash sign appears if the column width isn't wide enough, right? So I'm going to keep dragging it out until that's big enough, wide enough to show the number. There it is. So that's fine because we're only going to go up to 10. Now, just coincidentally, it's obviously chosen a 10 in the other column, so I can choose that. Now you can see on the top, just above where the cursor is, that it shows you the width of the columns, so that you know what size you want. Now I'm just going to center those to make it look a little bit nicer, same as you would on a word processor. Center them, and that would do fine. You know, you could put that on your spreadsheet, and you just use it on a whiteboard if you want it. Now in here I put in equals, and this is why people get frightened of spreadsheets, I think, a little bit, because what's happened here is I clicked into another cell, so it thinks I want to put a formula with that cell, and I don't. But there's no need to panic. You can either delete that cell like that, or go up and use the function to clear, delete, redo, undo. That's the word I was looking for. Undo your last the thing that you did, which is up on the top. You can see like the arrows going both ways. So There we go. And now it's just a matter of formatting it. Now there's a very useful little button on a spreadsheet, a little cell up in the top left hand corner. And I'll be using that shortly. But there's the undo and redo buttons up there. Very important. If you make a mistake, don't panic. Just click on undo and start again. But what you have to do, like when you put equal signs in and things like that, you've got to press return. It's no good just clicking out of the cell. Because if it sees an equal sign, it thinks, now that cell that I've just clicked on is very important because it means that you choose the whole of the spreadsheet. And I'm going to just change the background color for the whole of the spreadsheet, not just what you can see there. It's massive, the spreadsheet. So I'll change the background color, and obviously I can change, like I can in a word processor, I can change the color of the text, the font, or whatever. So I'll make that, well, I'm going to make it yellow so it stands out. So there we go. And I'll make it bold. Oh no, I'll not make it bold. So, and I can change, obviously, I'll change it to Comic Sans, which I think is used quite a bit with little children. So there we go, Comic Sans. And there you go, you could do that, and you can produce just as many addition questions as you want. You put whatever size numbers in that you want, and so on. Now you might want to show the answer, right? Now, so that you can check whether it's right or not. Now I'll show you how to cover the answer up just by creating a little a shape and putting it over, square, rectangle, circle, whatever you want. Now there you go. So how do I get the answer? I add those two cells together. So I'm putting in a formula equals, then I click on the first cell and then I put a plus, and then I click on the next cell, and I'll add those two together. Now all I do is I want to format, so I use Format Painter, click in that cell. Now obviously it's 1 plus 9 is 10, it won't fit in there, so you get the hash sign, and just widen it. There you go. So that should do. Now there's addition. Now it would be just as easy to create multiplication, division, subtraction. Subtraction I will show you on a later video. It's not different, it's just the same, but you don't want to be going into negative numbers, yeah, not with little kids. So what I'm doing here, and you have to watch this, I right click on the tab at the bottom, right, for the sheet, and I choose copy. I click that I want a copy of it, and I'm just pasting it in that shell and that spreadsheet, and you'll see that I now have another spreadsheet, and I'm renaming it. I'm going to call this multiplication. So I didn't have to do that. I've still got the addition one, right? But now I've got another one which I'm going to make into a multiplication one. So it's going to take what, 1 minute, 2 minutes. So all I've got to do is change the plus sign into a multiplication, which is not just an X. Right? Now on a spreadsheet, multiplication is the star symbol. So in here I want the formula equals C3 star E3. And there you can see it, equals C3 star E3. And then I just press enter and it'll accept it. So it's going to multiply those two cells together, as you can see, and there you go, 35. Right. So that's it, finished really. Now you can just, make it look however you want. I'm going to change the background color slightly, part of it. It's not necessary. I'll just show you how it's done. Just highlight the cells there, and then just change the background color. So go back to the home tab on the top. That's where most of the functions are that you want, and select a different background color. Oh, black. That looks alright. Blue, light blue, dark blue. That'll do. Come on to addition, do the same, selecting, change the background colour. You may not want to put the answers, but if you do want to use this method, then you'll probably want to cover the answers up. So I'll show you how you can do that very easily. All you do is insert a shape. So you go to the Insert tab, click on Shapes, Draw Shape. I'm going to show you how you can draw it. There's a square, and you can watch that in action. To move the square, then just drag it to the side and then move it back. And on the next one, the multiplication, I'll show you how to do a circle. Very similar, really. So, there you go. So that's the square done. Now here we'll do a circle. Insert, Shapes, choose Circle, and drag it over. Make sure it's big enough. Choose the colour you want. That will do. And then when you're pressing the F9 key or formulas, calculate now, you can just drag it away to look at the answer and then drag it back. That's all there is to it. Thank you for listening. On the next video, I'll show you how you can choose words randomly from a list, so that hopefully that will help you with reading activities or mathematical vocabulary, etc.